Hello, yes. Welcome back to another special Binding of Isaac edition of the Lil RES podcast, also known as the Resize Your Energy, Sir podcast. Ev came up with that one. Yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it again. I don't remember how we started the last one. But as noted before, the last episode was the 15th game in the win streak, and we're about to start number 16. Numero?
We're on number 16.
16.
Will he win? Will he lose? No one
yeah.
knows.
No one knows. Wait, what is...
This is looking like a win to me.
Yeah. Pretty good start here.
This is a cracked start.
You want to give the run analysis, Rich?
Oh, easy. Yeah. So damage is S tier because we have Capricorn, which is an all stats upgrade. So we probably already had pretty good damage to start. But our speed is above average. Our tiers are like quite nice. How's our range, Ev? Our range is...
I think I normally think of 7 as being like the solid number, like average-ish.
All
so
right,
you can see we're shooting like maybe about half the room.
Yeah.
So it's about average, maybe a little lower.
Tier distance is one of those things that's really nice, though, because you can improve it in two different ways. You can have a shot speed up, which will make your tiers go faster, so they'll cover more ground. Or you get a range upgrade. Both of them will effectively change your tiers. It's a bummer.
It's a bummer, but
it's
also
inconsequential.
It's inconsequential.
Oh, also we have four hearts, which gives us a lot.
4 hearts is crazy.
Gives us a lot of capital. Ev, can you remind me what the Empress question mark does?
Yeah, that I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot. I think it just does a ton of damage.
Cool.
Nice.
It's not a good answer.
We'll
it's just funny considering that I'm approaching 3,000 hours in this game. Granted, this is a new item that was released in the latest DLC, but I regularly forget the effects of many items, and don't even ask me about the names of the items.
Oh, advanced bomb play, and
Look at that! Free secret room.
Yeah, baby.
Bomb.
Could you, Ev, could you humor me and check out a golden chest or two?
Oh, my brother in Christ. That was going to happen regardless of whether you brought it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. We spend resources here.
Ooh, wow. Dude, this is such a great start. It's just, this is,
we're just wealthy.
It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's, abundance. This isn't a season of abundance.
This is an abundance run.
Yeah.
Do you want
to
demo to the audience, Evan, what Mom's Pad's effect looks like?
Unfortunately, I can.
You forget, you become desensitized. Oh, in a Spirit Heart, you become desensitized to how grody this game is. And then you show it to someone else, and they're like, what the hell is this? And you're like,
this is disgusting. And you're like, I guess it is.
I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, no, this item looks really grotesque.
Or this is like a life-altering like illness, and I hope I'm like cheering for it that my character gets it because it's like a bunch of stats up.
Nowhere else will you hear someone say, yes, we got cancer.
Exactly.
Yeah. By the way, viewers who are privy to the gameplay right now, watch Ev's orbital play, the little bandage ball around his character. Ev will make great usage of this, but not on command. He'll do it when it's appropriate. Yeah.
There you go.
And another pretty impressive tactic that Ev leveraged too was very nice. So I don't know if you saw, but there was crafting stack. I like it.
Nice.
Basically there was a blue spider nub, and those don't actually deal damage to you. But Evan saw that it was blue, and the blues explode into 6 shots, or directional shots, when they're killed. So he knew to take it from the corner so his character wouldn't deal with the shots. He's memorized all the
I
champion colors and just naturally incorporates it without even having to think about it.
Yeah, maybe I'll stick a replay of that as you're talking about it, Richard, overlaying just to show.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, let's get into some agenda items. I hear there's this lore happening in Seattle about a certain infamous menace who plagues the streets of Seattle.
The Hellcat Driver.
The Hellcat Driver. And that's all I know. So wait, I actually have a question. Is a Hellcat a type of car? Is that
Yeah,
what
a Dodge
it's like
Charger.
it's like a special version that they don't make a lot of, and it's highly sought after. It's very powerful, is my understanding.
I see. Okay, so it's like a special Dodge Charger. Okay, I can imagine that. So this guy, he goes around and drives his car really loud and fast. Is the gist of it, right?
So he's I've seen various news articles written about it, and he seems
Yeah.
to be terrorizing the neighborhood of Belltown, which for
Belltown.
people not familiar with Seattle is kind of like it's like adjacent to downtown, but it's a bit more like upscale. It's a bit sleepier, kind of for like the yuppie types, like 30-year-olds, people maybe don't have kids. That kind
People
of
who
thing.
would hate a Hellcat.
People who would be very frustrated to hear loud cars revving their engines at 2 in the morning.
Ev, have you personally seen or been affected by the Hellcat, or do you know any people that have?
If you or
If
your
you are
loved
a
ones
loved
have been affected by Seattle Hellcat Driver.
Oh man, I don't think so. I mean, I live in a very loud area, so I hear lots of noisy cars. So I can't say for certain if I've heard the Hellcat himself, but I've certainly heard lots of loud cars. So I guess to answer your question, no, I don't think so.
Okay, no worries.
So-
And when did you? Oh, go on, Harris.
Yeah, well, I'll let you go on, but I have a question after.
All right. When did you first start hearing about the Hellcat or seeing posts about it on? Because on the Seattle subreddit, it's absolutely infamous. Every time someone posts about it, it becomes a top post. I don't think it was always that way, but when did you first start seeing this make its way into your spheres as a local Seattle guy?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it through the Seattle subreddit. I think first maybe like a couple months ago. I just kind of saw some posts here and there about it, and then some videos and stuff, and then the news articles started following, and so yeah, I think a couple months ago, but it started blowing up like a little bit after.
Yeah. What? Yeah. So I was going to ask, what's the timeline here? Do you guys know? Like, here's what I kind of don't understand. I don't really understand why this has managed to be like a persistent story if the only like narrative beat of the story is he drives his car really loud. Like,
Well,
how is
the
this a
reason-
recurring thing?
It's because he keeps doing it, and then he keeps people keep getting frustrated. People keep recording him doing it, and it got so bad to the point where he started getting charged, by the police for I don't know the exact crime, but basically
For being a
disruption.
nuisance or a disturbance, because
Yeah, a
he had a
disturbance.
car that was over 90 decibels, or like you could hear it from over 100 feet away, like as at a certain noise amount.
Whatever the legal limit is, he was far surpassing it.
And Harrison, I think the big thing that really rubbed people's gears the wrong way is there's a certain contingency of people in Seattle that are upset at Seattle Police Department's like lack of convictions or lack of like, and that's it's kind of a separate issue than this, because that's typically around like homelessness or like other stuff. But so there's a general frustration towards the Seattle Police Department, and then combine that with this guy, I think his name is Miles. Oh, cute baby, a frozen baby in an ice
Cute
cube.
baby.
Baby.
It's one of our favorites.
Cute baby's great.
But he shows no remorse, and he consistently posts on his Instagram stories bragging about like how much noise his car
Oh,
makes.
that's
he would
right.
film himself doing it.
It's content, right?
Yeah, it's
Like-
all content.
He does it for the views or something like that. Wait, if you take BFF there, does Cube Baby get bigger and stronger?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
believe he does.
it gets extra cool.
Oh my gosh. That's
Extra-
I
Ice
really-
Ice Babies
twice the cube,
tier.
twice the
I
baby.
really don't like this room. It's not like
It's
inherently
a
too dangerous.
Cube
It's just
Baby
frustrating.
hostile room.
Yeah, it is.
It's not friendly to the cube baby design. See, and this is where our range is becoming a bit of an issue, is because we can't shoot past like the first 3 rows.
I'll get
So all
someone
those
on
guys
that.
are getting away with it.
And we need to put ourselves into more dangerous situations because we have to get closer to shoot.
Exactly.
So I'll give my general understanding, and keep in mind, don't take this as fact. This is just from the recaps I've loosely followed. And
Yeah.
loosely followed to read, not loosely followed to like reshare like on like a pod. Like I just this is just me.
Yeah.
My recollection. Oh, let's go!
Oh, Technology Zero.
Technology Zero.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
is,
you know, before anyone gets too excited, it's really not that good right now. We need to have something to synergize with it. It does make a cool sound,
It
though, and
looks
that's
so
good enough.
cool,
for me.
though. Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
look cool. Alright, so Hellcat Driver. Alright, so he starts making the waves because this person is driving through Belltown, being really... What in the... That was crazy.
Yeah, that's the chariot.
This item trend, yeah, the chariot question mark, very cool item. All right, so, oh man, so he's driving through town, just being a general like public nuisance, like causing a lot of frustration. I think you go Black Candle here.
I mean, I could go
BFF, like-
BFF for the fans.
Dude,
Yeah.
for the fans.
It
Big
does
Ice
affect
Baby.
you.
Yeah, he
And
got
we can
bigger.
It's really big, and we can just
Yeah.
be a little greedy and pop.
Why
the
not
donation
have it
gosh.
both
for a
ways?
Black Candle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can have my
let's
cake
go.
and eat it too.
and eat it too.
So he goes around, he becomes a nuisance, he starts racking up. I don't know how much in fees and fines, but I think it's a lot of money worth of fines.
Okay, so they are fining him. He is being punished.
Yeah,
for
he's
this.
been going to court and everything like that, and I think they might have suspended his
No,
license or
no.
something.
He's only been going to court as of that. That's a later development.
Ah,
He did
He
not.
was just
show
dodging it before.
Up. He was not going to court, and he was not showing up, and so basically what happened was once he hit a certain amount, they forced him to go to church, otherwise church.
They were like, "You need Jesus, bro."
Otherwise, it would have been like a felony or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so-
right, that makes sense. Yeah.
And of course, all this time, he's continually posting on Instagram, bragging about his car. People start doing some investigative research into his family and him because everyone is so peeved. And it turns out his mom runs this kind of government, like, Medicare, Medicaid money scheme where she's taken, like, $200,000 from the government and has nothing to show for it.
Oh.
So that's interesting too. And I think she bought him the car, and so there's just a lot of frustration, right? And so when he finally shows up to court, the judge is like, okay. So he's representing himself. He doesn't have a lawyer, which is never
Oh, dude,
a good.
just
Boneheaded.
like Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, but that like literally.
Except
never
he's
works out
not
well in real life.
a inhuman
Genius.
level of genius.
Even
Yeah.
if you're the best lawyer in the world, you should. Ev, I think you could have swiped those, couldn't you have, with the crafting sack?
no, unfortunately, you can't take trinkets. I wish you could,
Aw, bummer.
but
Yeah.
those are the rules.
They look like they belong in a sack.
Yeah. Me looking
Sorry,
at
I
my
go.
watch.
Me looking at, yeah.
So even if you're one of the best lawyers in the world, you should not ever represent yourself in court. It's seen as a huge faux pas, and it's just gonna like raise a lot of issues and questions. But besides, not really. It's just not a good idea, especially not if you're a civilian. The only exception is small claims court, and even then, like, you should still do your research like beforehand.
You should like figure out what kind of lizard
Judy.
people the judge is gonna be.
Exactly. Do your research on reptilian law. And so he shows up to court, and he's like, yeah, like, I couldn't, like, pay the fines. It was, like, kind of weird.
He was, like, saying as, like, a clerical error? Not clerical error. Like it's just... Oh, I couldn't...
Yeah, he's saying...
the website wasn't working.
He couldn't, like, figure out the website, or he just, like, didn't receive them. And the judge was like, no, like, you did. Like, the judge was at first nice. Nicer than he should have been. And then he just, like, was just kind of it was the first time he was actually held accountable. I haven't heard of much updates since, but like people showed up to that courtroom. Like lots of people showed up because of because he's like public enemy number one in Seattle.
Yeah.
It's like a public trial.
Yeah, so funny.
It's pretty funny.
Okay, Richard, I am poking around on Google News about this.
Yeah.
So just recently, he's facing his third criminal trial.
Yes.
But this one is for some not bueno stuff.
Yes, he's like a
charged.
Yeah,
charged with stalking and revenge porn.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So not bueno, and this is on top of the other charges too. This guy's a real menace.
I wonder when they're actually gonna. I don't know if they have, but I wonder what it will take for them to actually take his car, because he has like 10 noise violations. It's crazy.
Yeah, how does that work logistically? Because like, or like legally, I feel like it'd be hard to write a law that says you can impound a car for being loud. Right?
I think is that not the case already? I think there is inspections that need to be passed.
I don't think they check how loud your car is, though.
I mean, if you are being a menace like this guy is, I would guess that there's something.
Sure. There can be. I can see a law against being loud. I can't see a law that lets you impound a car that is loud. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going, like from a legal standpoint, and I am not a lawyer, I don't know anything about the law. But, like, in my head, I wouldn't expect the existing legal infrastructure of the law to support this type of crime.
Okay, well, either way, even if they don't take or impound the car, like I
mean, that's the logical solution, right? I think that's correct. But like, how do you enact that legally?
Yeah. Like there is a point where even if they don't take his car, he should probably there is probably laws about like if you are a public nuisance enough, you do go to jail. Like,
yeah. Those kinds of consequences, but like. It's funny that the car is like the root of, well, he's the root of the problem, but the car is the medium of the problem. But it's hard to fathom a legal avenue for actually nipping the car in the bud. Because, I don't know, I guess there should be laws against cars being too loud, but I don't know.
I'm sure there is.
But ones that would let you take the car away? I don't know.
No clue. Yeah.
Dude, imagine they like, oh wow, money equals power? Let's go.
Oh.
Yo,
quarter? That's power.
It's just strictly power.
It's not just power, it's distributed too because we have Libra. So money is an all stats upgrade. It's not just a damage upgrade.
That's so good. I love Big Ice Baby too. I'm just really enjoying Big Ice Baby.
Me too, man.
Imagine they like impound the Hellcat and then like he can't get it back for some reason, and so they like do one of those police auctions or something, You think that'd be a hot commodity?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of Hellcat fans in the world.
Yeah. Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking people who like buy it so they can like publicly destroy the car or something.
That would be kind of funny.
Dude, the like you go to like the Capitol Hill Hellcat destruction party, block party. They bring out the Hellcat and everyone just smacks it with hammers and bats.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Akodama?
Well,
What is this one? Oh, I remember this item.
Akodama?
Yep.
We have a big-
Ecodemia, I think. Yeah, it causes a trail.
The chain one.
Yeah.
I thought you were referencing like an agenda item for the pod or
No.
something. I was like, I don't know, Rich. That's
No, merely referencing
yeah.
finding
Well,
an Isaac.
Thank you for updating me on the Hellcat lore.
course.
I like how there's always this phenomenon where it's like somebody does something shitty and then suddenly people in their vicinity face consequences for like completely separate bad things they've done. I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I've definitely seen it before where it's like, oh yeah, we were investigating X and then we found Y, which is completely different but pretty crazy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tip of the
Sick.
iceberg type situation.
Yeah.
Speaking of tips, Evan, are you familiar with the Florida Keys?
Yeah.
Like the island chain in South Florida.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of crazy?
Yeah, isn't there like a highway that runs through them too?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty like absurd as like a.
It's like a
construction.
30-mile strip of just islands
Connected by a highway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, Rich was telling me about it before the pod. I had never heard of the Florida Keys before. It looks so funny when you like go on Google Maps and look at it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
discovered it not too long ago. I think one of my coworkers had shared it with me or something, and we were looking at it, and I was like, "What the heck?"
you're like, wait a second. It's like if somebody was doing like a connect the dots, and then a couple dots just like went awry. They were like rogue dots, and you just connect them anyways. Why not?
It seems
Yeah,
like it'd be a really
crazy.
cool area to vacation in.
Yeah.
I think
I don't really-
there's a Margaritaville in the Florida Keys.
Oh, really?
That's all I need to know.
That's so funny.
Oh, this
Maybe-
is really sad, by the way. My range is so low now because I have Pluto that I can't swipe
no.
the chest.
Dude, you're too small. Your arms are too tiny.
So I have to spend a key for a key.
You have to spend
It's
a
really
key.
sad.
Oh, you're gonna do the red chest too? Oh,
Nice.
pills. Oh, you can yoink the pills.
No, we
That makes
swipe.
sense.
We swipe
Yoink.
all.
We swipe. I like when Ice Baby freezes the enemy, and then the enemy gets run into and shatters into a bunch of ice shards.
It's fun. I like
Yeah.
it too.
That's my favorite part about Ice Baby. Okay, Richard. So you've been telling me about this overemployment thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. So what's the deal? People who are working multiple full-time jobs at once.
yeah, and
That's
it's
okay.
not-
Okay, yeah.
I'm
I want to
pretty
hear
sure-
about this.
I'm pretty sure most contracts do not allow this.
Oh,
maybe
interesting. I
some
never
do.
thought
I
about
don't-
that.
No, a lot of companies' job offers stipulate that
Specifically
you can only
says-
have one job. Yeah. Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you have another job, it can't be like a serious job type deal. You
It
know?
can't impact your
Yeah.
I guess
I
like if you have
checked
like a
my-
non-compete or something.
It can't impact your availability during like standard working hours. You know?
Yeah, since I have since I own a business on the side as well as my regular job, I had to check all this information and I cleared it with them, and they basically said that you're legally, or not legally, but you're allowed per company policy to have another job, but it can't influence, like you said, it can't impact your hours and availability. It can't be like a competitor or anything like that, or there can't be a conflict of interest for pretty much.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, so like for example, if your ever business caused you to like it was never full 40 hours and then you were showing up to work tired or just like brain dead or had to hop on and take other calls during your workday surrounding your other company, HR would be well within their rights to like fire you and let you go,
Oh
and you would
Yeah,
not
yeah.
you would not have
They
a legal
can, for
case.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Is it
Um,
is violating something like that illegal or just
No.
like legal
No.
for the company to act on?
I think
the
it's
latter.
cover their
it's
butt.
just contractually binding.
Okay,
They're
so if
the
you don't get
terms of your
caught, you're
employment.
chill.
Exactly.
But
Honestly,
yeah,
I'm not a forget-me-now enjoyer here, Evan. I like our bag of
No.
drafting.
I think we're gonna pass. I think it's just a little too
no resets here.
yeah, it just doesn't really make too much sense.
So the general concept around being overemployed is that, and a lot of these people, there's actually an overemployment subreddit that I checked out. It was
Yeah,
really
makes sense.
interesting. A lot of these people are very jaded, and a lot of them also tend to have that like the fire mentality.
Yeah.
Re-
Financial
Rez,
independence, retire early.
Can
For
you
people
can
who
you
don't
give a
know.
little bit of vibes about fire, like, and like,
Honestly?
could you just explain a bit about it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll do it quick. I've been in the fire subreddit for a long time. Even though I'm not en route to fire, I just think it's interesting. So fire, financial independence, retire early. It's just all about like strategically managing your finances so that you can retire as early as possible. And I will say the fire subreddit is pretty good. People are very helpful, very supportive of each other, and they're like very welcoming of all kinds of lifestyles because there's like an understanding that like what retirement means for different people varies a lot. And so some people can retire early off of like not huge incomes. Some people can't. The subreddit definitely leans very well off.
Like lots of software engineers.
Yeah,
on there
lots
and
of
stuff
software
like that.
engineers, lots of business owners, people like that. But like it's I think it's I would say if on the vibes like scale, it's on the good vibes end of the spectrum. And I think it's pretty simple why. It's because everyone is just unified in this goal, and there's no like competition or anything. Everyone's like, yeah, we all agree that we want this. So
Oh,
let's
Ev,
all
go
help
back.
each other.
Ev, go
get it.
back. Sorry, Tinted Rock.
Hell yeah! This is the
Good
rich,
eye.
rich with the dusting.
Pardon
But yeah,
my interruption.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. Fire is just how do I retire early by earning in efficient and opportune ways, and by reducing spending. That's what it comes down to, and figuring out like what your target is and stuff.
It feels very trendy and a little bit like millennial Gen Z vibes.
Oh yeah,
To
it's a
take
super
something
recent phenomenon.
Yeah, to take something that's like have good retirement and saving principles and attach it to like some kind of like glamorous like lifestyle or something that's like very pie in the sky. Like I kind of love that it's like a dream. It's basically financial advice packaged within like a dream kind of deal, I guess.
Yeah. I think the thing that makes it, just one more point on fire, I think the thing that makes it not have bad or weird vibes is that so a lot of finance stuff, a lot of finance communities and stuff kind of often have a bad vibe or a weird vibe. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people feel cocky, arrogant, exploitative, stuff like that.
I'm not
happen.
fans. I'm generally not fans of people who are like overtly like fans of money. Like
Yeah.
I like people that treat money as a way of like advancing their life, but people that just like money, I'm just like, this is not the vibe for me.
Yeah. And I think the reason why fire doesn't have those problems is because there's an end goal.
Right.
And so the goal isn't accumulate as much money as possible. It's responsibly accumulate enough money so that you can stop.
Yeah, and
I think
it's not, and it's not just like acquire money like without like a goal. It's like acquire a very specific amount of money to
and nothing more.
and live in specific service of your goal.
Yeah. And the other thing is that at the end of the day, if you want to fire, what's going to help you the most is just really sound financial advice. Like,
Yep.
you could try a fire strategy where you're doing risky things. It could work, but no one in the subreddit is going to recommend that. They're going to recommend tried and true stuff that's very reliable. That is going to be like the opposite end of the like exploity side of things on this. Like, no one's going to be trying to get you to do anything weird, because everyone's like, no, just spend your money effectively, efficiently, you know.
So
Things like
nobody's
that.
nobody's suggesting crypto
Yeah,
moonshot stocks.
yeah.
or
They
anything
do.
like that.
They do recommend investing in crypto a lot. At least they used to, but as a hedge. As like, hey, like maybe this is a trend that you can consider. You should put like
As part of like a
5% of
balanced
your investment.
portfolio.
Yeah, exactly. But no one will say all in on crypto. Anyway,
No,
yeah. What
that's-
were you saying?
All in on
Rich?
anything is a bad idea.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Unless
so,
it's bars of gold buried in the ground. Sorry.
No, you're good.
all of my money's
um,
in gold.
Good luck
Yeah,
on
that's
this
not
mom
true.
fight.
I keep cutting you off, Rich. I'll let you
No,
finish your
you're good.
thought.
I was just wishing Evan good luck on this mom fight. Looks like
Yeah.
this run is really nice too, because we're also one syringe away from getting spun, which would give us even more stats.
Is spun
We
a
got-
transformation? I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah,
It
if
is.
you get three of the
Medical
The
items?
vaccine.
syringes.
Oh, syringes?
Yeah.
What's it do to your character?
It's a fat damage upgrade, but
Ooh.
in our case, it would just be a massive all stats upgrade.
Right,
because
right.
We have Libra. Oh, yes. Let's go.
Succubus! And he's big!
Big
And
Seki.
he's not just big, but he's also boosting all of our stats, not just
Yeah.
damage.
Oh my gosh, you're right. It's
Mm.
incredible. Anyways, okay,
Yeah.
now that I've cut you off for the 5th time.
Oh, no worries. So the idea with overemployment is like you're gonna work it for as long as you can until you get found out. And the general concept that I see on the subreddit is like people, one of the hardest things is just overcoming that fear of like being found out.
The
because-
anxiety, I feel like, would not be worth it to me just because my mental health would
right.
take such a big hit.
But
That seems
people
very
like
stressful.
the counterpoint is like just I don't know, like the counterpoint just seems like, oh yeah, you can just like jobs are disposable, we live in a society, like if you care, like you're like letting them win, like
I
little
get
bit
that.
of-
I also like, man, the idea of losing your, and I get so if you get found out in one, do you typically get found out in both?
It's a great
Probably
question.
not, right?
I don't have a clue.
Because if that's the case, then it's really scary. But if it's like if one finds you out but the other doesn't, and you just keep your job, it's actually, I guess I could see that being pretty chill.
Because I guess it depends what you get fired for. Like, if you get let go for, like, underperformance, they're probably not going to assume you have another job, right?
Yeah.
But if they get fired because, like, somehow they see that your name's at another company, like, I imagine that they would probably let the
They'd
other
probably
company
contact
know,
the other company.
and then you lose
That's
everything.
really scary, yeah.
Yeah. But the
I
idea
feel
is
like
also
you would
you'll
have enough
a
money, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. You'll unless you're doing it to service a life where you are spending everything, like, you know, then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
probably have because a lot of people are doing this in conjunction with fire, you have saving, you know.
Right,
But
right.
also if you have fire, you never want to be dipping into your savings principle. You want to be having that money invested as early as possible to
yeah.
get the often misattributed to Albert Einstein quote, interest, the eighth wonder of the world.
I didn't know that was attributed
Is
to
that-
Albert Einstein.
Yes, like if you go on LinkedIn and LinkedIn.
Oh, on
special
LinkedIn,
episode
of
coming.
course.
Yeah, LinkedIn special coming. I'm gonna host a LinkedIn tier list similar to what we did with the
yeah, we gotta do the
subreddits.
LinkedIn tier list at some point.
It'll happen. There's too much good and horrible stuff on there for it not to happen.
Oh, tiny arms. Oh, you got
Oh,
it.
we got
Oh,
Got it.
you're a little guy. Ooh, not really that good.
It's kind of useless.
Actually,
No more
kind of
stores,
useless.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So my friend that is overemployed. They
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna give any real details.
You should give all the details. You should give like name, which businesses,
the company,
industry. Would you give industry? Would you share industry?
Technology.
Okay, that's valid.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
not surprising.
if you had to guess, that's what you would guess anyway.
Yeah. I think a very common one is like system administrators because if everything's
yes.
going well, then you only have a couple hours of work a week, and so many sysadmins can get away without attending meetings or just like because people don't want to bother the admin, you know? Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
That should be fun.
Sysadmin is like the canonical dungeon role.
Yeah. But the thing
like
is,
IT crowd is literally they're like in the bottom floor and Noel. Did you ever watch IT crowd, Rich?
I did not. I've been meaning to. I hear it's very nice.
It's really good. The guy who made it though is a horrible person. Like genuinely horrible person. But you can it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they like live in they like work in the bottom floor of the like office building, and at one point there's a character. Do you know Noel? He's like one of the hosts of Great British Baking Show. How did you get in there? Are you that
We're
small?
small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Pluto.
Wow.
You can, if you're that small, you can sneak through the cracks.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen the Great British Baking Show.
Oh man,
I
you ever
heard
watched
Great
like the
British
Mighty
Bake Off.
Boosh or anything? British comedy.
No,
Okay,
I
well,
have not.
Noel, I don't know his last name, but Noel's like this famous British comedian. He's like long-standing host of the Great British Bake Off. And this is a long explanation, but he has a character on the show where they basically discover that there's like an even darker depths to their office, and he's been in it like the entire time.
I
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
concept of do you know the concept of like back rooms?
Yeah.
I like that. I like
That's where
their
the sysadmin is. Yeah.
I like the idea of just back rooms in general. Just like
Yeah.
there's this liminal like forever office space that's just in the background of like all of our lives that we just don't see.
Backrooms is a great Gen Z cultural contribution.
Yeah, agreed. Great British
Yeah.
Bake Off would be really funny if it was a show about like getting high.
yeah, Bake Off.
Why didn't they
Great British
think of
Baked
that?
Off. I bet if I Google this right now, Great British Baked Off. Can I find it? Does this exist in some form? Okay, I'll add marijuana to the query.
I can't be the first person that's come up with this. It's just right there, you know, for the table.
You know, you're definitely not the first, but no one's done anything interesting with the idea. Anyways, your friend is overemployed in technology.
Yeah, and so it's just really interesting. They work, I think, like 2.5 jobs. One is like
2.5?
Yeah, one is like a 20-hour-a-week contract, and then 2 full-time jobs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they say they can get it done in about like 50 hours. 50 hours.
That makes sense.
a week, which honestly, I can see that. I've been in some roles where I've only had like 15, 20 hours of work. Like, and if you're really efficient and then you've been in the roles for a while, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
50
um,
on hours is pretty exhausting though.
yeah, it is pretty exhausting. And this person actually, I think they they either take all their PTO in the summer or they will like quit one of the jobs in the summer. So they're effectively only working like 30 hours a week so they can enjoy their summer and travel around and stuff. Which is like really cool.
There's probably a huge taking off the training weights effect when you do that. Where like the one job feels so like you're like, oh yeah, I just got a job. All I have to worry about is a job.
I would actually be okay if my work was like 45 hours a week if it meant that in the summer I had 20-hour weeks, because the summer's just so odd. Like, it's kind of like school kid effect. Like, I really missed the I remember the first time when I fell into a full-time job, I'm like, wait, so no summer break? And, like,
yeah, that you have to come to that reality. You're like, wait a second, summer isn't just free by default for everybody.
Yeah. And like, it is nice to be able to take your mind off of work when you get home, not have homework and stuff like that. But it's also like, I don't know, I think I preferred the school way of doing it, of just like working really hard for like
You
9
should
months.
you should become a crabber.
Oh yeah,
Crapper, deadliest catch.
Yeah, I think like underwater welders also have similar work hours.
It's also an extremely dangerous job.
Yeah, they pay you a lot of money to not do a lot of work, and in exchange, there's like a mortality rate attached to your job, which is not normal.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends in the foreign service, and where you get shipped off to a country for like 9 months to like serve in like the U.S. embassy and stuff. And
those are the type of people who like know Arabic and get like paid 50% more, right?
Yeah, and if you go to a more dangerous country, you get, it's called like hazard pay, so you get like a 30%. Like, I think like Iraq or Iran or like Afghanistan, you get like a 30% raise for working there. And I was like, that's just so, the concept of quantify or like monetizing
like
morality.
danger. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so like, it's just very interesting to me. Oh, let's go.
Is that based off of the like the US like travel, what is it called? The travel agency risk
travel
thing?
advisory.
Well, so they're part of the State Department, and the State Department sets the travel advisories. So I would imagine so, yeah.
There are some countries on there that are labeled as dangerous that are like not dangerous.
Yeah, well, it's funny if you look.
The UK is listed at the same like risk level as a lot of like countries that I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Well, it's really interesting. If you look at America, we're listed as not one of the safer ones. Like, they're like, other countries' advisories, travel advisories about America are like, be careful about like talking politics. Be careful about like mass shooting events. Like, be careful about like being out too late. And I'm like, yeah, that's like pretty fair.
Yeah. I think I remember looking at the UK reasons, and there was something like there were stabbings, and I was like, okay. I mean, there's stabbings in a lot of the world, even in nice countries. So I don't know how like it kind of made me like not trust, the list as much. But at the same time, I appreciate them like even talking about those things. You know?
The list also feels very politically charged at times.
Indeed.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice win, by the way, Ev. Nice win. Clean win.
Thank you. Another easy one in the books.
Nice. Well, Rich, you have any closing thoughts about overemployment?
Not for me. But if you can get away with it, I think I definitely have had some roles in my life where I was like,
you could have done it.
I could have done 2 of those jobs, and that would have been pretty epic. But, you know, if If you get 2 spikes at the same time, then that
Yeah,
is literally
it's
miserable.
just over.
That's like 90, 100-hour work week.
Yeah, I mean, just not. I mean, you're probably just forced into a position of compromise. There's no way around it.
Yep.
I mean, I'd be afraid of accidentally like bringing up a topic from my other job in a
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
That would be stressful.
It's like that trope
Or
of like the guy who has like 2 families.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, what were you gonna say,
just
Rich? Yeah.
constantly, if you're in a role that has meetings, having to constantly reschedule meetings around.
Dude,
Like-
yeah. Like it's with one job it's hard to schedule meetings. With 2 jobs, you're scheduling around an invisible calendar that you can't acknowledge to anybody else.
Yep.
That's crazy. All right. Well, nice run. Like I said, Evan, thank you for joining us again for this
It's my
second
pleasure.
special boy episode, and thank you for joining us as well, Richard.
My pleasure.
Yes. Oh, and thank you for joining us, those who have reached the end of the episode. That's all we
Thank you,
have for you
viewers.
today. This is gonna be one of 3 banking posts while I'm gone, and then when we get back, we'll get back to live posts. And I don't think there will be any weird, huge blocks of episodes that have to be recorded in advance. I think it'll be smooth sailing from there. We just had like 2 months of lots of inconveniences. All right. Anyways, how do we close? Oh, and as always, goodbye. No.
Goodbye. No.